What's up, guys? That really gross guy here. We are back because Kullervo Deluxe has just dropped in the recent update, as well as Ureli Prime, which a lot of people are super excited about, especially because of the new Daiku Prime and the Compressor Prime. But of course, Ureli looking fabulous as always. But without further ado, the video is primarily going to be about the Kullervo update, or the skin, and I'm going to show you guys kind of what to expect from that. We have the Kullervo Apostate skin, which has a couple little tack-ons if you purchase the skin. Of course, you got the helmet, the skin, and then this new accessory that swaps out the skin on the knives, which is his little auxiliary. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, that'll be 165 platinum if you purchase just the skin. If you buy the bundle, you have the Culpa Sayandana that you can see here, which looks pretty nice. I don't know, it's a little bit of a smaller Sayandana, but I do like the aesthetic to it. And then on top of that, we have the sparring skin, the Piackle sparring skin. Anyways, probably a little bit easier to see right here, kind of as it is. It's pretty cool. I don't know. It has its unique design, so paired with certain, Warframe aesthetics, can be pretty good. Oh, I don't know what just happened there. But yeah, so 280 platinum for the entire bundle. So I think it'll be 275. So you'll save about 70 platinum if you purchase the bundle and you want everything. So there you have it. Yeah. And then I guess there's this Gunblade kit, which I don't know if this is just simply 99 cents. But that might be because I have these two. You know how Warframe recently started making bundles cheaper if you already own some of the stuff. So anyways, this I'm assuming is just $1, regardless of what you have. But anyways, you have this cool Sugatra and this really cool Sayandana, which is a more sparkly ethereal version of the old Pyra Sayandana. So that's really cool. This I'm actually probably going to pick up after the video, because I really like this Sayandana. And the Sugatra is pretty cool as well, which I guess is back there. I don't know why it's not zoomed in. It sounds like there's been a lot of issues in this update. A lot of things seem to be broken for some reason. But anyways, without further ado, let's jump down and let's take a look at what this skin looks like with my current color schemes. And then, unfortunately, I really don't like the grind for Kullervo, so I'm going to have to buy another Kullervo. It's 325 platinum, so if you guys could, a little sympathy like for my wallet, 325 platinum, and then I'm going to buy the skin, the bundle. I'm going to buy the bundle, actually, but I have to buy a Kullervo to do a full kind of overview and play around with the skin. So if you would kindly drop a like on the video, just for a little sympathy. 325 platinum down the drain when I farmed for like 8 hours yesterday trying to get another Kullervo, and it takes so long. Anyways, this white and blue theme I have transferred over. I think looks really, really cool. Got a yellowish energy color, which you could swap out. You can make fit the aesthetic a little bit better. But overall, my white and blues, you guys know I love. It's actually almost like a grayish kind of color. But anyways, actually there's like a tannish, a grayish, and a blue. So very cool. I like it. I do like it quite a bit. The aesthetic on this new skin is really, really good, especially if you get into some of the more prime aesthetics. That right there looks just absolutely awesome to me. I do love this dark grayish purple energy color in those daggers and stuff as well. You can see it up in the like tentacle-y things as well. Very, very cool. Let me actually pop off the I guess the weapon or the pistols don't really, yeah. So swapping back, we can see it in all its glory. These chains on the side I think are really, really cool. We have the daggers in the back. We have these just collared, like, I don't know. I don't know, claw-like looks up here. Cool shoulder pieces, very, very cool shoulder pieces. This open coat kind of look, the chains down here. Of course, being like the Orokin's worst enemy, a traitor and murderer, and among many other things, Kullervo was sentenced for. But very cool, definitely. You got the shackles and the chains and stuff. Fits the theme very, very well. Very, very cool. So jumping over to another color scheme. Kind of a white and or grayish and orange, white and orange. I think this looks pretty good as well. I would tweak this metallic. I don't know why it goes so dark. I mean, it is a little bit of a dark orange, a brownish orange, but it gets really, really dark on this one. But overall, not bad. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I am going to do some randomizations after this. Oh, once again, energy color, very good. I'm going to do a little bit of randomizations after we check out these little skins, these little transfers. And I'm going to buy a skin, and I'm going to kind of do a full fashion frame or two for you guys, and maybe do some randomizations as well for, you know, anyone who does not see something they really like. You can, you know, maybe get a randomization in there that you enjoy. But there we have it. Pretty cool. Overall, the last two are not amazing, but I do like kind of where they're going. I do like the bluish kind of color. The bluish and kind of pinkish kind of, you know, little transitions you can see in some of this, I think are not too bad. See it up here in the shoulders a little bit and on the inside of the jacket, but definitely something I could work with. But anyways, for the shortness of the video, let me do some fashion framing. And once again, like I said, if you would kindly, I gotta purchase 325 platinum. Oh, couldn't farm. I tried farming them. I couldn't. It just took too long. All right, so dropping back in, one thing I wanted to show you guys is that not only does his auxiliary have the ability to be toggled on and off, which are these daggers that are, you know, in his skin. I did find the little touch that each of the daggers actually is placed in one of these little energy spots, which would be like scars or wounds that Kullervo would have. And if you were to toggle those off, it does leave behind almost this scar or wound, which I find a nice little touch for the skin itself. But the other thing is, if you would like to, you can also toggle off or switch out the shoulder pieces, which he has. And I do really like the shoulder pieces. They're very, like, regal. I would imagine that Kullervo maybe was a very renowned or, I don't know, like, noble Warframe, if that's even a possibility. But the idea that he was highly decorated or in some way, shape, or form was very prized by the Orokin until he became a traitor or whatever. But overall, that shoulder piece is sick. There's like this anime feel too if you do like the single shoulder piece, you know, and leave the other one empty. Reminds me of Orin from Final Fantasy, maybe, if you know, or some of you other you know, anime fans might have someone in mind or some look that you know, kind of go off of. But that's, I don't know, that's super cool to me. But yeah, so there it is with no little extras on it. There we have the shoulder pieces, which is very cool, leaving the scars behind without the daggers, which is really cool. And then lastly is those daggers in place. Sometimes too much can make it really, really busy, so you could always take something off if you start putting some accessories or whatever on there, some, you know, ephemeras or whatever, and you're like, man, I don't even know what I'm looking at anymore. You know, we have the ability to maybe remove the daggers or whatever. A clean look is not always a bad look. So anyways, this is the default color scheme with everything on. Very, very cool. This is the default with the all right, there it is. Default colors, you can see it here. Looking pretty good. And once again, I guess we'll just, the daggers do go through the cape, so there we have it without the little daggers that go through it. But really cool. I like how it fits the aesthetic. Come on, Lotus, Nata, whatever you want to call, Jesus. Yeah, there you have it. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And I guess that is everything that comes with Kullervo default. But jumping over to some color schemes, a little similar to something we saw before, I tried to involve a little bit more teal, especially in the energy color, make it a little bit darker. That bronzish color is a little bit more suited compared to the previous one. A little bit of a grayish teal color over here on the coat. And then, of course, I did want to just jump in and show that if you really wanted to tweak like the metallics, we can get in and get a little bit more, silvers. We can go in and maybe get a little bit more Orokin-like with kind of the yellows, or get into this vibrant oranges if you would like. We have, some reds if you really wanted to get a little bit edgy. I do have a more edgy design here coming up, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I do really like this bronzish, brassy type look, and I think that's what I'm going to stick with. Silver is very cool, but yeah, I don't know. I like this quite a bit. That's kind of where I'm falling. What I'm going to try to do too is just jump in on each one of these and quickly pull off the shoulder piece so you can kind of see. Pretty cool to have kind of that bare shoulder. It does leave behind this little piece, which I guess is directly part of the skin. I almost wish that would go away. I don't know. But you would be then placing, your shoulder piece right on top of that. So I don't know. But there you have it. Pretty cool. And then I'll pull off the blades just in case you were curious as well. So we have it just like so. Can look very, very nice, clean. The teal on the teal kind of makes it so that the wounds aren't really there, but you could adjust that, of course, if you change your energy color. But yeah, there you have that one. Pretty cool. We have an Orokin-like design, once again with that nice clean look. But if you wanted to, you could get into the silvers with the metallics, which is pretty good. There is a much darker, like goldish, that you can see here, which also looks quite good. It depends on your personal preference. And you can switch it up. I do like this dark metal. It's like, I can't quite put my finger on what you would call this, but very cool. Yeah, like this black metal. It's really nice. Anyways, there was a blue in there that looked okay. Where was it? Or like a tealish that looks kind of cool. I could probably run like a teal or like that color. Let's actually just see. If we did want to see, yeah, I don't know, personal preference. It's up to you guys, but there you have it. Ooh, something in there. There you go. There you go. Very cool. Once again, I just want to pop off the shoulder pieces real quick. See what that looks like. I think that looks pretty cool. There you have that. And then taking off the blades. Once again, looks pretty cool. Light energy color, so a little bit of wounds showing in there. But yeah, an Orokin look. We have I try to go a little bit darker, but try not to do, I have an edgy look, I think, next. But something that's a little bit, I almost want to say it's a little bit aquatic. But you could change up and get a little bit lighter. I just couldn't really find a dark purpley or teal that I was really in love with. So I almost have this dark blue. Yeah, I was playing around with this one for a little while, trying to find a nice coat color that isn't just white or, or gray like my other one. So we have something like so. I think it looks pretty good. The metallic, you could swap around and make a little bit more your taste if you would like. That red, that magenta kind of color looks pretty good in there. I would like to make like an ethereal purple kind of design. Maybe even involve a really good ephemera in there. Yeah, let me see. Actually, let me go into attachments and just copy mains, and then let's hit this ephemera on there. A blue, not so much in love with. A little bit of that lightning from you-know-who. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyways, let's keep rolling. we have, I'm gonna change this around a little bit and show you guys. This is gonna be where the edginess comes in. We have the white, red, and gray kind of going on here. I love the metallic. Really fits in with the aesthetic, especially the edgy look. And then, if you wanted to, instead of the white, because I know a lot of the edgelords gotta have a dark kind of design in there, you could go incredibly dark like so. You could get a little bit lighter and get into, I mean, this is still black, but it's slightly lighter. There's some grays in here if you really wanted to. Just kind of go up and down your smoke palette maybe and see what tickles your fancy. Yeah, I did want just a smidge of gray in there, so I didn't go that vibrant. But anyways, very, very cool. And then of course you can play around with the metallics and maybe get a little bit closer to something you love. If you you know, don't want to go full-blown edgelord, maybe go up to the classic palette and just scroll down. So blues in there, maybe get into kind of a dynasty theme. You got your edgy Orkin looks if you wanted to as well. The orange. But yeah, overall not too bad. Once again, you could just swap between your edgy preference just on that smoke palette if you would like. And I think what I'll do is pop on that Sayandana, just so that this one started with a C, this one, Opa, and then jumping in the back, and that looks pretty cool as well. And I'll just remove those. So yeah, very, very cool, very edgy. Yeah, I don't know. All right, so lastly would be kind of our randomization palette. Let's go through and let's do some randomizations. I appreciate you guys stopping on by and checking out the video. Hopefully you did see something you liked. You can always pause the video and try to copy down a color scheme to the best of your ability if you would like. Sorry I can't show every single you know, color palette on every single frame to show you where they end up, but you know, yeah, I don't know. I try. I want to keep the video as short as possible. I know I ramble enough as is when I go through some of these videos. But yeah, I appreciate you guys stopping on by. Let me know what you think about the new Kullervo skin. I really didn't play too much Kullervo, but for this, I did enjoy him. He's a unique frame. He's got some cool melee potential. But overall, I've had some melee builds on other frames that I really just fell back on because they were, you know, already fully fleshed out. To drop in a whole bunch of forma and really focus on Kullervo, I never really found the time to do so. But I definitely am going to play around here in the future. Actually, that's really good with that emeraldy metallic in there. So another 10 platinum down the drain, spending platinum like crazy, unfortunately, in this video. But yeah, let me know what you think. Oh, that one, that just clipped into one that was super nice. Which one do I prefer? Yeah, I'll keep going on this one. But yeah, let me know what you think. I'm pretty happy with it. I probably will toggle off on a couple of my designs the daggers, just because it can be really, really busy, especially when you start adding on some of your other attachments. And to be honest, I probably will do one with bare shoulders, because not gonna lie, a couple of these look really, really good when you pop both of these shoulders off. Like, I don't know, a little bit more of a brawler, I guess. But yeah, take off the blades as well, kind of neat. And obviously the stance doesn't make a whole lot of sense without a dagger in his hand, but then you just give him like dual daggers or something to make him like a brawler slasher or something, or his new knuckle skin type deal. So anyways, that's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Looking forward to your comments. Let me know what you think about the new skin in Kullervo. But yeah, I appreciate you, and thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you guys again in the next episode. Blow!